When a woman noticed a little girl stealing from her shop, she followed her in hopes of finding out where she was going. But what the woman discovered broke her heart and made her immediately burst into tears. Sonia had owned her grocery store for many, many years. People came and went, buying all the things they needed, and over the years she had gotten to know many of them. She recognized nearly everyone that frequented her shop, and that's why something caught her attention one day. She was busy restocking the shelves one morning when she spotted a little 5-year-old girl down at the end of an aisle. Until that week, she had never seen this girl before. But every day for the past few days, this youngster had shown up at the same time, collected leftovers from the charity bin at the front of the store, and then ran away after having grabbed as much as she could carry. But first, Sonia wondered whether the girl was with someone. A mother or father perhaps, but the more she saw her, the more obvious it was that she was alone. Strangely though, this young girl was always pretty well dressed and didn't look like someone who needed to be collecting food from a charity bin. That's why Sonia decided to approach her one day and ask why she was taking food when other people may need it more. The store owner slowly approached the girl and smiled, saying,
"Hello there, my name is Sonia. I notice you came here a lot. What's your name?"
The child looked terrified and her face went bright red, as if she had been caught doing something terrible. After a few seconds, she managed to speak up, asking if it was all right that she took some food from the charity bin. She asked with a big please while she looked at Sonia with big pleading eyes. Sonia smiled down at the shy little girl before saying,
"Of course you can, sweetie."
But before the shopkeeper could get any more words out of her mouth, the little girl spun around and got to work filling her bag with all kinds of things inside the charity bin. Taken aback, Sonia frowned before asking a simple question.
"You know, if you need help you can ask me. Are you alone at home? Where's your mom and dad?"
But the little girl seemed to not hear her, or at least she pretended not to. Sonia just watched as she put more and more food items into her bags. Once they were full, the girl turned back to Sonia and simply said,
"Sorry, I have to go," before quickly scurrying off down the street.
There was something very strange about the whole situation. And that's why Sonia decided to keep a closer eye on this girl if she ever came back. And surely enough, the very next day, she was there at the bin again, collecting leftovers. Sonia knew that it was time to investigate a little further, so she made herself look busy as she waited for the girl to finish collecting her food. As the girl turned to leave, Sonia quietly asked her colleague to watch the store for a while, and she quickly followed the girl out of the shop. She climbed into her car and followed the girl from a safe distance. She didn't want to arouse any suspicion or let her know that she was tailing her. The little girl strolled through the streets, swinging the bag of things she had just taken from the store. She certainly wasn't with anyone, though no one paid attention to the lonesome 5-year-old girl walking along. Eventually she turned into an alley. Sonia quickly parked her car and hopped out, following her at a distance. She noticed the girl a little further ahead, taking another turn down a darker and even more narrow alley. It was all very weird and Sonia felt strangely concerned and worried. Eventually the girl came out of the alley onto a dark and grim-looking street. It looked like a very nasty and dangerous part of town. She then crossed a small field, almost disappearing in the long and unkempt grass. But from her safe distance, Sonia saw her arrive at a house, or rather a garage. The door opened and Sonia strained to see what was in there. There appeared to be a boy who looked even younger than the girl and a small dog that did not look healthy at all. Suddenly, the girl spun around and caught sight of Sonia watching them, rushing towards them as they pulled the garage door shut. Sonia told them that she wasn't there to hurt them and that she was just there to help.
"That's why I'm waiting for you to come out. I can come inside if I want, but I don't want to scare you, okay?"
There was a long pause before the girl finally spoke up saying,
"No, we're not coming out. You will call the police. Please go."
Sonia let out a little laugh and reassured the children that she would not call the police. After another few moments of silence, the door once again slowly opened. This time there was just the girl there and no one else.
"Where are the little boy and the dog?"
Sonia asked her. The small girl looked over her shoulder and tears started to well up in her young innocent eyes.
Please don't take them away from me. I'm Mike's big sister. My mommy told me to look after him. My name is Darla. We also have a dog. His name is Bart.
Sonia asked why they were in the garage. Didn't they have a proper home to go to? Well, Darla's answer started to explain things. The little girl started to speak, saying,
Mommy and Daddy went to the Angel, so we ran away from home and came here. Mrs. Fletcher said that because Mommy and Daddy died in a fire, the police will get us and send us to a new place. But I don't want that. It happened 2 weeks ago. We were playing outside and then there was a fire truck in our house. Mommy and Daddy were taken to the hospital, but they never came back.
It was Sonia who now had tears in her eyes. They started to fall thick and fast. She felt awful for the poor children and fully understood why she was coming to her store and taking the food. But Sonia couldn't just leave the kids there, so she told them to come with her, promising to look after them and take Bart the dog to the vets. Darla seemed to trust Sonia and slowly nodded, only agreeing to come if she wouldn't be split up from Mike and Bart. Slowly but surely, Mike emerged from a dark corner of the garage holding the poorly looking dog. Sonia took them straight back to her house where her shocked husband David was waiting. David suggested that they called the police, but Sonia told them that she had made a promise not to. For the next 2 weeks, she scoured the newspapers and local internet groups to see if anyone was on the hunt for these 2 children and their dog. Sadly, it seemed that no one was, and no one seemed to care about them or want them. The Mrs. Fletcher that Darla had talked about was an elderly neighbor and couldn't possibly take care of 2 young children on her own. Sonia and David were stuck. They had never really wanted children of their own, but maybe this was the universe's way of providing them with a family. The siblings clearly needed love and attention, and they were thriving while living with Sonia and David, but a decision needed to be made. While flashing forward a month, David and Sonia made the decision that they were going to officially adopt Darla and Mike. They would even take in Bart too, who had made a full recovery. They began the paperwork and the whole process took quite a long time, but eventually Jacob and Darla became finally theirs. While their meeting had been anything but normal and conventional, the couple were glad to have the children in their lives, and as were Darla and Jacob, well, they were thrilled to have a loving home with loving parents, and never again would they want for anything or have to raid charity bins outside shops. What an incredible story! How would you have reacted if you'd have noticed the young girl stealing from your shop? Would you have been kind enough to adopt her, her brother and their dog? Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more.